Thank you all for joining us. This is Fari Hemzi. It's about 4:10. I'm sorry I'm a few minutes late. We grew about 100% last month, from June to July on a month-ending basis on paid subscribers. So it's a little bit too much. I bought four computers in the last 30 days. So to anticipation of the growth and things what we need to do. And also we consolidated another room, other Zoom I need to go to because it's a better performance and better clarity, better backup of the chat, so on and so forth. It also auto mutes things. It's very useful, but people have to accept the transition. And for once, as a Navy guy, I decided to respect democracy. Remember, I'm here to protect and defend it, but not practice it. Remember Crimson Tide? Yeah. Anyhow, they voted they want to go to. I'm happy. They're happy. Done deal. Anyhow, we're here. Let me give you quickly a couple of rundown on the issues we're going to discuss. What I call housekeeping. First of all, PMT trade. We're going to discuss that. Secondly, I'm going to talk about ES chat room. Well, let's do ES first because it's easier chat. This is the results out of today. Remember, we had full margins. And we're using a full newer margin use, which is 1441. Okay, because they're up twice now the over day rate margin, RTH margin, and what about 14,000? That translates. Now we have built checks and balances. We have people. The trader cannot post here himself. I got a guy who takes the average of the other traders in the room, and then there's a gal Nancy who posts these things, has to verify what this consolidating trader is. The one that puts the report together. Nonetheless, win-loss ratio 2.78. Okay, in terms of dollar value. If you get average yield, it's about 22%, 2.5% yield per day. That's per day. It's a daily. Yes, yes. That's the only way you can grow like this. But if you look at the wins and losses, very tight losses, very tight losses. 27 bucks, 77 bucks, $2 less. And look at his wins. Look at today, for example. He lost 104 bucks, but made about $1,200. That's how you trade, live in front of people. Okay. He used multiple platforms in terms of technical concept. A lot of Max Payne and a lot of Gamma, using Gamma stuff. And of course, we subscribe to a service for that because that's not easy to deal with in a real time basis. And there's no point for us to build something somebody has done that's charging us like 90 bucks a month. It's a steal. But you could see how it's built up. Let's see. Again, you could see the detail there. Win and losses, the number of winners and max is 5 and 4. You could see his largest winners and losers. They're all automated. It looks at the formula. And hold on 1 second. Sorry, let me check that. Oh, it's 973. Yes, sorry. We grew too fast. Hold on. Let me go. Yes, there we go. You could see what the numbers are. Max Jordan hasn't changed. It was 4 trades in a row that he lost. So we add that back in to the margin to come up with return on total risk capital. Okay, but still very, very respectable. And people wouldn't believe that. I knew from the numbers that average daily he'll start rising. I said nobody's going to believe this. We better let him come in at the next to nothing charge, just enough money to pay for PayPal for registration, and then also DocuSign because they have to sign the NDA, and that's where we are. And then it just grew. As I said, we doubled in our paid subscription. Remember, some of the people new coming in are paying very little for the first month. We have had one cancel so far. So yeah, part of it is they're not. Hold on 1 second. No worries, Thomas. Come on in. Not a problem. Don't worry about it. Let me get you on the other side. Hold on 1 second. Thomas is actually here. So, and remember, we work these. If there's an issue, like there was an issue this afternoon, we look at that. There was one on Friday. Markets are fast, but I go through time on sales. I look at all sides. We have Thomas, we have Nancy, we have Siamak. I hear to all sides to come up with a consensus that what is the correct thing to do. First and foremost, my name is on the door. Okay, time of the decade. Somebody like Dennis knows me about 15 years, almost close to 20 years. I respect the respect they have for me. I will never abandon that. I'll never risk that. Okay, and we gotta be upfront and honest. And mistakes are done. Mistakes are done constantly. Tell me a trader doesn't have a mistake, but we have to be upfront and honest and show the results and verified by others. Verified by others. So you can see his all-time high. So I'm very pleased with Thomas. As you know, he was one of my own traders years back. He learned about momentum trading and the way we look at it through block trades, large blocks, and thank you, Dennis. I appreciate that. Um, and there's a technology we've used. We've improved it since then, since he was here, like 5 years ago or so, for a couple of years. But we've added additional research. As a matter of fact, we push technology back. That is, some of the stuff I work on are advanced for large accounts, for asset management basis. But if we find something, a nugget in there that makes sense, we add it back to our common user, the chat room stuff, or even giving it out on Twitter. I mean, on their trade station. Currently we have one of the largest number of traders at TradeStation because of our indicators. We have something like I forget the number. I think it was about 300 traders there. Yeah, it's quite a bit. So it takes time. Listen, joys of having your own website, right? One of my friends wants to open a website himself. I told him, I said, be careful what you're getting into. This is not this is not what I was expecting. But if you're perfectionist, there's a lot of work. You gotta make sure the statements are correct, make sure your assertions are correct, make sure what you're claiming you're going to deliver to a customer, make sure it's deliverable. Okay. The other day we sent a code to someone, there was nothing in it. Guess Nancy took care of it. I said, no. Let me talk. I apologize. I said, it's my fault. And right, I must have been busy. I wrote over something. I said, give me an hour. And within the hour, we built the whole pack. Happy pack, which is our indicators. There's a lot of indicators in there. And Nancy herself was astonished. Like, it's done? I said, yeah, I think so. I think it's done. Let me close my emails 1 second. And yes, the emails are done. And I'm sorry, the pack is done and we sent it out. So that's where we are. Anyhow, great job by Thomas. He's got an MA in finance in Cyprus. And he now lives in Puerto Rico for tax reasons. He made too much money in crypto, and more power to him. I have a number of friends who have also relocated there, so no worries. Let's see. What I got? Nancy, I need you to. Okay, hold on. Hi, Nancy. I need you in the webinar. I need you in the webinar when you get a chance. Thanks. Okay. One last comment. There's more about this. We do a lot of stuff on Twitter. Rates will go up tonight, as we announced before. We had a 3-tier price. First month, which was $7 first month, then 77. Tomorrow will be 177. Okay. As more people are coming in, it's no longer risk. It's qualified. Well, at least risk is qualified. People know what we do. People know what we don't do. We have also a tech guy in there. Cash, he takes care of technology issues, live, sitting in the chat room. So we're raising that. We're going to make an announcement later on today with the latest results. I have to capture this and send it out. What else? I think second one is $4.95, and then the terminal price, which is recurring, is $777. It's like a Boeing 777. Yeah. No relationship with Boeing. Oh, Nancy's here. No relationship with Boeing. No, of course not. No. Plus, this is not the Boeing I knew. Yeah, trust me. Hold on, Nancy. I'm trying to get you on the other side. Why can't I not do that? Oh, there we go. Sorry, my bad. Okay. I need some help here. We're good. Okay. Nancy and Thomas now are organizers. If you want to chime in, Thomas, could you share with us a few things? Turn on your mic and come on in. No need to show anything on your website. I mean, on your desk. You can just look at the comments here quickly. If not, hi there. Yeah. There we go. Okay. Any comments you want to add? What's your thinking here, young man?
I guess I'm being lucky. It's just lucky streaks.
Oh,
Beginner's luck.
no. Calm down. That's not true. You work very hard. I've been there
I
with
try,
you in there. So
I do my best. Thank you,
eh,
sir.
sure. But you're staying humble, which is important. People who get to be cowboys, buckaroos, they get burned. It's like Icarus. They fly too close to the sun on their wax wings. So no, but it's one day at a time, right? Look, you didn't get discouraged. You had a couple of tough days, but look, you came back. You came back. And that's what trading is all about. You did magnificent today. I know there were a
That's
couple
a,
of questions about it, but I listened to all sides and I said leave it there, leave it as is. So we're good.
okay. I think it's the rum. Sometimes I think it's just good rum helps a lot. So
Well, today was a very tough day. I mean, I make some
yes.
money in the morning, telling myself I don't want to trade in the afternoon because my record with Jerome Powell is not good. First of all, 90% of if I'm right, 90% of the time he's been as a Fed chair if I had negative closing. It's unusual. We're up 600 points now on Nasdaq. It's unheard of. But usually he manages to destroy everything. So it's a tough day. I actually, in the early part of the afternoon, as he started speaking, I told Tico, you want me to trade a little bit for you? He's got a little trust fund in there. So I traded that. We had a good percentage return, not a lot of gross return. His account's very small. Then I got tired. I said, what if you get caught somewhere? I need firepower to come back. If you're trading 20 contracts and you're down 15 handles, it's not easy coming back. And maybe you have only 3 other contracts left total. But we have software that shows us where we are in our margin at TradeStation and how many more contracts do we have to go before they got to stop us. We got to start hitting margin calls or not letting get you into what's called LTO, liquidating trades only, right? So then I went to my big account, which I traded a little bit in the morning, and I had a high watermark day. High watermark. That means all-time equity, net of commissions and exchange fees. But it just I get numb. You can't sit there and worry about it emotionally because that's how fear comes in. There was a fellow on Twitter that said, "Sorry, almost closed my longs last night. I was so panicky." I said, "We're all panicky. This business is about panic. The only keeps me straight and forward and on the target is I swim. I swim. I mean, I haven't yet. I'm going to do after this. I tried to, but other things came up. But I usually try to hit 20 to 30 laps a day on every day. It's not how many laps you do. It doesn't have to be huge. I used to do 50 laps once a week. That's no good. Try to do 20 laps every day. You're a different place. So I'm good. My psoriasis is very good. Has come down. We found out the problem with that was, believe it or not, fluoride. Water in Florida is not good. And my fluoride filter was overloaded, so it gave back. I used to have fish tank, salt water. Uh, Filters will clean up, clean up, clean up, clean up. They get to a point they're ready to burst. They don't burst. They release what they have. They let it go. They let it go. That comes back into your next gallon of water. And I was at that mode for 1 year. That's what was hitting me so bad. Okay, Nancy, PM good report 5%. Okay, I see. All right. So with that said, we're pleased to showcase this more. We also begin to show it on LinkedIn, getting a lot of interest from very active traders there, and we're wrapping up. And I'm indebted to Thomas for keeping his head down and on target. And of course, he has improved too. He has never traded in front of people. Believe me, when I first started trading in front of other people, I was a lot worse shape. I was frozen for some days. Not now. Now it's like changing underwear. But he's come a long way, and I really, really, I'm proud of him. So keep up the good work, sir. Uh, Next item I want to talk about is PMT. Let's talk about that. The PMT trade, we send you a note saying, please be alert. We're doing something here that we've not done before. Okay. And here's what I want to go through it. Hi, Tabitha. Welcome. We changed our targets. As the market started moving, we changed it, and notice we say updated. Now, we have archives. So if you go back a day, back to 2015, this is the last issue. Okay. That's again same trade. We didn't get out of trade, but that was our setup there, and these were instructions. Okay. Now we have changed that. Now, by the way, don't get into a trade now. It's too late. The delta and theta has changed dramatically. So is gamma, but also you have a situation where we've gone a little bit too far. The chance of falling back is high. I may close tomorrow night before non-farm. Okay, because who knows? The numbers are a little soft. We're going to talk about econ data in a second. I'll show you what my thinking is. But I'm leery of taking so much gain and giving it back on Friday afternoon. Now, in the meantime, what we did was this is a current issue. Let me go back. Let me explain what we did. So it's very clear. This is the chart now. As you can see, we weren't doing good there, but we get back on the horse again. And this all-time high for us. This is same time we were long or short, all-time high for S&P. It's not all of S&P. When we go flat, there's no charting to do. Okay? We do it based on activity, long or short, anchored from our entry until our exit, which is what close of the day. It works on close of the day. Why? Time of Digest once said such that it's very clear. What's happening up here? It's very clear. It's very. I'm just going to check something. Sorry, guys. 1 second. Let me see what happened to the header there. I wiped out the header. Okay. I have to bring it back. All right. I can't do it now. All right. Well, nice going, Fari. Okay. Here's the thing. As you see, we could go back quite a bit. That's 181 signals over 2,200 days, trading days. Goes back to late November, mid-November of 14. Why then? That's the time we change our indicators. We had a big revamp about a month before that. And then we start having these charts. So we anchored it at zero there. And obviously, market dropped, but we were good against it, so we dropped. Our biggest gains have always been we've gone long, we've gone short, and market went long, like here. Market, this is a COVID. And then, of course, down below we changed. It went up, so did we. So we make more money there, again, in terms of ranking with Time and Digest. When market goes, because remember, markets buy and hold only, right? This is the majority of U.S. stocks, buy and hold. When we go short and the market drops, we make money, they lose. So it's a double gain time. Okay. Anyhow, but what we did today, again, we went back here, changed the time, give you a new chart. This is the chart for today. You could see, I'm sorry, this doesn't look right. What am I looking at? 1 second. Oh, hold on. My bad. Give me a second. It's been a long week. This is right. There you go. I'm sorry, I was looking at the wrong report. Okay, this is the gap up. At this point, which is about 10:30, I came back and I said, guys, we've got to lift our targets. Where are the targets? Right here. If you notice, we have moved them up. Also, we pulled up our stop management, and so is the current price. We didn't change our trade. We can't. We didn't change any of that because we don't want you to get in. That's late. You should have come in on Friday when we said that. We sent multiple emails. This is from the close of Friday. We didn't go long we didn't take the trade until a week later, which was 26. Why? Because we went through a lot of shake, and it was impacting my contest with Time and Digest. But I didn't want to put your hard money on the table. Remember, we have a bunch of people on the auto trade in Chicago. The moment they get this instruction, they have to execute that. So we just updated this. We did not give an exit order. We may do that tomorrow. We'll see how close we get to 55.80. And as far as where we are on that, so how many points? Let me quickly take a look here. Come on. No, not emails. I'm sorry. I don't want emails. I'm talking about this one. Sorry, I'm tired. I'm sleeping better, but there was a time about 2 weeks, 3 weeks ago when my psoriasis was acting up to, I was sleeping 3 hours a day. That's it. Okay. You could see we're up 46 handle, even though it dropped so much. Okay, so we'll see. We'll see what tomorrow takes us. We marked this up and we updated often. Okay, but anyhow, these are our new targets. I want you to be aware for same trade. Notice this is updated and updated. Okay, and the date has changed as of that 10:30 it came out. We do everything in real time. Good, bad, or ugly. Is that right? Oh, 55.50. Right. I thought it was 55.55. Hold on. Let me go back. Really? I thought it was 55.55. Yeah, but I moved it before it hit. Hold on. Let me go to archive. Hold on 1 second. Let me go to last issue. No, it didn't hit. Not at the time. It was not hit at that time. It was 5555. Yeah. No, right there. It's right there. 555. Thomas is messaging me. Yeah. Very close, of course. Yeah. But I saw the strength, and I said, you know what? Let me squeeze it. Now, how did I do that? Where's my squeeze coming from? Or what? I went to my timer chart, which we're going to talk about in detail, and I took an approximation. Remember, my background is numerical approximation, actual work, actually professional work. And so that's also good for indicator development. I took what the center line is, 0 sig and 1 sig. I took it midway of that. I said I'll be happy with that. Does it cut through it? Sure. Okay. But what would Chicago do? PTI, the brokerage, they're gonna execute. They're gonna execute according to this. According to this, not this one. I'm sorry. Let me go back to current issue. Okay, they're gonna execute according to this. If it hits 80, they're out. Okay, because otherwise they could be held liable. With a one proviso, which is called fast markets. If it's a fast market, they can't be held by a point or two, but they can't lose 10 handles. They're sitting. The alarm goes off. It's a two-man desk. They do this for a bunch of different services. One of them is ours, PMT Pro. They don't do the cash only. They do the PMT Pro. That means the option side, obviously. Yeah. Now, a couple of guys were asking me the instructions. What does execute means? Execute is a Navy term. That means you're launching your missiles. So when Admiral Tico gives the instruction, execute, that means you got to go in now, because he doesn't throw the order at you that time. He throws the order at you maybe half an hour earlier. So because it's an option. You got to set up on your option screen your order ready to go. You just don't go in until he says why. Now, how do we do that? Why do we do that? Because we want everything else lined up, including some advanced indicators we have, which is too complex to explain or share some of his prop work. But I know at that time we're about to explode, upward or downward, depending on bias. And so we wait, and then go in. Remember, your delta here is 50 at best, right? At the money is 50. This delta is lower. But at the money, we go slightly above where at the money is for a long, or it's a short, a little bit below, so that we don't pay the premium at the money. But our goal is directional. Our goal is not scalping. We're not looking for a couple of points. This was actually a 7-handle strike, and we went about 380. So we paid half of it. So we can make another 4 points out of it. A little bit less than 4. 3 and change we can make tops for the net of the long leg and short leg. Anyhow, you know the deal. So that's this part on PMT. We had never done this before. We'll do it. We'll see what happens. We'll learn. If at least we learn something for tomorrow, for the next few days. Okay. Let's go to our regular schedule here, which is we go through econ data and then we go through charts, and then we take some questions or look at the top 10 names in NASDAQ. Okay. Keep in mind the most important piece of data, in my opinion, this week came in right here, ADP. This gives us a preview for Friday. I started talking about FOMC, but that's not a data. That was a decision, a communique. Anyhow, it came in soft. They upward revised it from 150 for last month to 155. Consensus about that. Actual came in 120, a little bit soft. That means there's a good chance there will be a downward pressure on the rates, better pricing on the bonds, and the Fed is going to be quiet. People are not going to panic, and we're going to rally even higher. We could have a, brand new all-time high on SPX on Friday. If my guess is correct, that is, this is a preview of this at 8:30. Remember, full margin here, guys. But they're expecting 180. So if we come in around 155, 165, that area, you could see a melt up. Because, you see the pressure of the shorts, including yesterday? Now, the shorts yesterday, I was at lunch when that happened. Had to do with, in my opinion, had to do with what's happening in Tehran. They did a drone. Some people are talking about a drone hit on the head of Hamas, who was visiting for the new president's coronation or whatever, or inauguration, and that risked the widening of the war in the Middle East by several factors. A couple of orders of magnitude, and so. But the news is still sketchy. They know it's dead. The issue is how they did it and how was it happening. If it was a drone, how could the drone be over Tehran? So some heads will roll on the air defense side. But I think it was done on the ground. It's very difficult to get through that area, but who knows? So we look for 180. The other number I want to look at is average work week. As you know, this hardly moves, but that's a significant one if it does. Okay. So I'll look for that. I'll look for payrolls. Here's your payrolls. And also, they're going to add a column here, the revision. So what's crucial, because these time series have a lot of noise in it, you have to look at the revisions. Revisions comes handy. And unfortunately, you don't get it quickly because everybody and his brother is trying to go to Econ Day, which is source of all econ calendars for MarketWatch, for Bloomberg. You name it is what they use. This is their feed. And they're hitting refresh, refresh, refresh. You make it the first part, the number, the top line, the headline number quick, but the detail that's far more important is busy. The other choice you have to go to BLS, BLS.gov, Bureau of Labor Statistics, part of the U.S. government. You go there. These are not appointees. These are people who work there. These are PhDs and all that who work there, and their website does the same. There you have the hedge funds hitting him. The econ guys and the hedge funds, the quant guys hitting him, trying to get the detail of the data. As this text, some of you also can get it on the mail if you want for a subscription. I usually go there sometimes to look at. I want to look at what's happening with healthcare. I want to look at on also what's with my sister, hospitality, travel and leisure. So part of more services, and of course now they start here to show manufacturing. That's another number I want to look at to see where we are. They're expecting actually a lesser reduction than was before. That was a big reduction. So that's what I see as the econ calendar that's important. We have jobless claims tomorrow, of course. ISM, construction spending. I like to look at. This is way beyond my pay grade. Treasury funding, and we already got the FOMC, which was a big one today. I don't do oil other than a little hedging, so I don't follow that. I use my algo for it. I'm a kind of a trade what you see, not what you think. So I was telling one of my buddies who also went to Princeton. I said, "What did they teach us there for? Why? Why so much physics and math?" He was laughing. He runs the hedge fund. He goes, "Yeah, I would have voted back if I had the IQ of today back then, or the wisdom of today back then. Behavioral science. You can understand statistics, understand behavioral science, and that's what it is. You've got the fear and greed working all the time. So, anyhow, let's go to charts. It's 4:30. I've talked too much. Okay, first chart, timer chart. Okay, the big question in my mind, you probably heard me in the chat room. Oh, don't forget, we also started sending out mail on the Wednesdays that we don't have a webinar. So next Wednesday, you get a mail. 2 or 3 charts. It's not going to replace the webinar, but 2 or 3 charts, obviously static, with some comments and a recap. We've got 2 responses so far of our, I don't know, couple hundred clients there saying we loved it. Okay, fine, thank you. We appreciate it. We try to make it a little bit better. I felt that 2 weeks was a little bit too much, especially as we go into this next few months where there's going to be activity, both in terms of politics and also earnings season and Fed. All those 2 together, you probably need to stay in touch a little bit more. But so my time is a little bit limited. So every other Wednesday we do a webinar. So 2 weeks from now we do. Once you subscribe to which is free with go to webinar, it reminds you. I think it's 3 days, 1 day, and 1 hour. So you're invited to be here. There's a link there. You click and you come in. Anyhow, but then the other every week. Okay, starting next week, and we already did issue one last week. We'll do a little email for you. Again, back to members only, but we'll talk about what we see. Okay, let's go through this here. Tremendous day. At one point, I think we were up. Let's see, 50, 30. Yeah, we were up. Oh, geez, we were up another 30 points, so we were up 115. I remember 104. I remember 104. Tremendous day, big gap up. Obviously, we went. This is the 19th, where we had a huge sell-off. I went long on Sunday night, but they give us obviously the last close, which is Friday night, and we had a little bit of move up. Then we meandered down. I wanted to watch, see what 80. I mean, 54 is going to tell me to do. Overall, we have an up move here. We'll show more charts a little bit more in depth, or less in depth, more back, stepping back. And so I said to myself, this is make or break, the 50 bar. And yesterday was very nervous. That attack turned around the market and we sold dramatically, especially in Nasdaq. And then, of course, overnight it came back. I don't know what the deal was with Microsoft. Probably Nancy knows why Microsoft sold. Maybe they missed something. I haven't read that, believe it or not. Anyhow, if you look at the slope and what we call slope and color, slope of the key indicators, key averages here, 20 bar, 50 bar, 200 bar, we still have a very positive slope. Obviously, it can't stay forever. Nothing stays forever. But I think, given what I see now, there's a chance we'll have a new high. And not much above that 2 sigma, though. Why? Because most indices get very tired at plus 2 sigma. Sigma is a vibration in nature and repeats itself. You see it often. We can go to 2 sigma on the upside. Rarely we get to 3, and it usually comes with a sell back down, mean reversion, but we can touch 3 quite a bit. We do not normally break through the negative 3 sigma, or you'll punch through. We may touch it, go down, and come back up and close, which is a good reversal. And we saw that here. This was a reversal here on the 25th, which is last Thursday. That was a good turnaround there. That's why I thought, okay, Ferry, hold on. Just hold on. Give me a shake. I think right after that, next day on Friday, we entered our trade, actual for money, for live trade for money. Okay. And look where we are. We do keep track of it this way, intraday. Both Nancy and I do that. By the way, I couldn't do this without Nancy. It's impossible. Okay. We keep track of our what do you call it? We have DMZ running on the 15-minute S&P or hourly, doesn't matter. We need 15 minutes for the options. We do look at SPY along with it. These are how we get our numbers. Then we go to the long call. Okay, that's our long call. Here's our short call, and then here's the difference. Now these pluses you see, these are bid ask. Nobody records bid ask, by the way. They don't. But I have a really, really good programmer from TradeStation, Mark Burke, veteran, 25 years there. First PM, first product manager. He did actually radar screen and option station. That's how we got to know each other. I helped him to complete option station, and I'm indebted to that friendship, really. To this day, he's been tremendous help for HA. As a matter of fact, I'm doing a dinner in Chicago for all HA members. Guess what? He's flying up to Chicago for that. On his own dime. So I'm coming up. I said, fine, come on up. But anyhow, what we try to do is to figure out the last versus bid ask. Because that's the most likely we're going to come in. It's called midpoint. Ask minus bid, divide by 2. That's the price we look at. So when we come in to give you the last email that says get in, we're using this number. Okay? In the system here, as shown on the website, you get both. Here's the last, here's midpoint. If sometimes there is a small movement. Why? This is SPY, very liquid, highly liquid. Again, we're not trying to scalp. There's no money scalping. Okay. What we do is we run XYSS, which is directional. I'm going for alpha. My job is alpha. Generate alpha. That's why I have hedge fund clients. They're not scalping either. The size is too big. They want the alpha. So Well, I think in October I made in one trade 3%. Oh my God, my emails were jammed because these guys don't make 3% like that easily. Or for somebody else, it takes a lot of work for them. We just throw them an order, and 2 weeks later it was up 3%. There was a put, it was a put spread. And before the bottom, we got out. We don't. If you look for X minus S, you don't need to have the top tick or bottom tick. What you need is that center. That's like a filet mignon. You want that center. Yeah, center of the meat. That's where the juice is. Anyhow, more charts. Let's move on. Enough about HA. Let's look at what the charts are trying to tell us. Okay. All right. So that's the other side. Hold on. Here we go. Yes, boo boo. Hold on. So timer chart. You could see what's happening with the CI diffs. That was the first tell. Tabitha, this is what you want to pay attention to. Use the CI diff. Sometimes get them together too with the CG color gradient. Tabitha is new. She just joined us, and congratulate her. I'd seen her name. I know she's come to these webinars, but we had a good chat, and we're getting her tools up on her trade station to be able to look at everything. I look at this tremendously. Whatever I do, if it's 15 minutes, 5 minutes, I'm looking at the shape of the CI diff. Obviously, CI is going to give you direction of speed. Remember, distance, speed, acceleration. But the acceleration is going to tell me what CI is going to do. CI is going to tell me what the price is going to do. But you got to stay tuned with it. That's the only problem. You got some noise here. What we've done recently, like about 2 years ago, we did something on a gamma ladder that needed color differentiation, so or gradient. And so Mike gave me a color gradient formula. We put it in. I said, hey, why don't we do some other stuff? So now we're doing it on any histograms we have. But you can see what happens. We're slowing down. It's the shape of this. And so I'm expecting this to go positive and burst on Friday. Now, we're ahead of the news. Anything can happen. Cross your fingers. That's why I brought my stop up on timer PMT. I mean, if you look at not just we moved our target up, also target down too. This was also changed. Obviously, we have to change what the current price is, but this was changed by 100 points, and this went up by 30 points because we already come up so much. You can't raise that also 100, right? Look at the odds. But I think 55.80 we have a chance. It's at I think all-time high is about 56 something. 56.70, still another 90 points below all-time high, but I don't think we're going to make it in this trade. You never know. You never know. Are we going to possibly redo this trade? That is modified one more time? Most likely not. You know why? People who missed it. So if we do, we create a new trade. Yeah. We do usually, if we do anything, very small change. This is not something we've ever done like this before. And but when I was doing option trades as a service, we would have one mod only. Unlike some other services that keep modifying it. What they don't realize is that if the trade doesn't work, people have a lot to complain. Why? The broker made a lot of money, a lot of commission. That's not right. You got to make sure you take care of every part. So no, we'll issue a new trade. Yeah. Here's probably interesting one to look at. Remember, this is new with us. We've been looking at about 5-6 months. I call that new. Yeah. Equal weighted. This is what the S&P looks like. Equal weighted. S&P already today made a new high. So it tells you the Mag 7 were not participating. This is equal weighted, not versus market cap. Cap weighted. I'm sorry, cap weighted versus equal price weighted. So now let's take a look at the ratio. Yeah. This whole move here to me was crucial. The ratio changing. Now we're new at the ratio too. That's why we have a look back period. But just there was a shift in mentality here. People start paying attention from about 9th or 10th of July, attention to more names rather than Max 7. And of course, tech's got into trouble. So that actually accentuated this ratio. But when we get to extremes, okay, that's where the bias will change. Something is changing there. No longer Max 7 is controlling. That's my view so far. Okay, and you can see that very close call in terms of timing on both NDXE, which is equal weighted, or S&P 500 EW. Again, cash These are not futures. Canaries in a coal mine. Uh-oh. Huh? Sorry, I don't have that chart here. Uh, I can't do that. Hold on 1 second. Let me fix this for a second. I'll change my login. Hold on. I forgot. I was on a different login here because I'm using that for larger trades. So let me fix this. Hold on. Okay. It'll come back. Yeah. Okay. This is not populated shortly. Let's go. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Now, Dow almost near all-time high. 41 change. 41.4 is the top. I mean, the current top, current high. Transportation, we've always said what? We're not going to go up if transportation is not going up. That was another signal right there. If you go back to our last webinars, we're just beginning to build this because we talked about 14 days back. Russell's telling us NASDAQ is going to be going up as it makes new highs. So that's all good. But, look at the internals there. Always look at internals. Internals will tell you where the price is going to go. Price only pays you. Thanks to Brian Shannon, he coined that. Only price pays. I agree. But internals will tell you where the price is going to be. And CI diff will tell you what CI is going to do. Very crucial. This is a momentum and trend together combo. Nobody has been able to challenge this. It's been out in 20 years. January 2020, 2002. 6 months, less than 6 months after 9/11. Yeah. And I still have a customer. The following month, in February of that month, he trades for. He's retired. He lives down here now in Boston. Old money. He traded for Putnam and Echanquist, Hamburger Quest, the big investment, the boutique investment bank that took like Microsoft and Apple public. George Hamburg and Bill Hamburg and George Quest. One of them Stanford, one of them Princeton. Top line investment bank, boutique. Anyhow, this fellow worked for them. Now he's retired. Just manages his own money. He is still soaring by CI. He says it's the most important indicator I have, and we have never changed his price. Okay, we never do. We are very very. We grow by numbers. We don't grow by changing our profit margin. But unless there's a dramatic change, we just rename it something different, whatever. But no, not in these. So he still pays that. Every 3 months, his PayPal comes in. I think one time he changed his PayPal account, his email. So be it. We transfer the same price subscription to him, the script, they call it a script, to him. But he swears by this. As a matter of fact, this helped him on a weekly chart in the summer of, he's been with us for like 6 months, 2002, right before the big drop in, I'm sorry, big run up in oil prices, big drop in SPX in October. 6 months about going to war with Saddam for a second time. He came to me and says, Fari, if I'm looking at, and he was doing like equivalent Max 7, which were the biggest names of S&P and Nasdaq at the time. He came back and says, Fari, look at these. All these charts are bottoming. I said, they're not. He goes, no, look at the CI. The CIs are bottoming. See the thinking? Yeah. The CIs are bottoming. So I think we should be getting ready. And of course, Nasdaq never went back. Nasdaq never went back. It was S&P. S&P made an equal test on March, I think, 18. We went in on 19. One of my best friends in Chicago, in New York City, he started a brand new fund. Not suckered, but he talked. In fact, listen, not suckered, but he talked to investors who agreed, held him to a high level, and they gave him a 0.50 deal. No management fee, but 50% of net high water mark, net profit. Long story short, he got wiped out. He went short into that night before the attack started, the shock and awe. But not the CI. CI says stay long. So his name is Ted Tekler, the fellow who uses it. Ted called me and says, there you go again. See? I said, yeah, you're right. He probably knows CI better than I do. So, okay, D-trenders. If there's a question, please post. Okay, I speak fast and I got stuff in my way. I've selling my ways over the years, but some stuff that may be new to you, it's okay. You can ask questions or you can email me. What's a D-trender? D-trender is a differential between the price and the 50 bar average, which is here, or 200 bar average, which is here. So we look at four assets there: S&P, transportation, Russell, and Nasdaq. Then we take a scoring number. Okay, this is positive versus negative. 1, 2, 3. Oh, this is 3-1 now. 3-1, 4-1, 5-1, 6-1, and 7-1. Okay, we are near the high. When you get 7-1, it's near the high. When you get 4-4, it's a toss-up. You might as well use your coin. Okay, but up here, this is signaling. We're very close to the top. Usually, these tick down a little bit and then the top is in. Okay, I think we're gonna go and retest that. They're probably bringing more sheep in for the slaughterhouse. Just remember, there are gonna be people who are gonna buy the top. I won't be one of them. I'm a mean reversion guy, so usually probably this area looks good to me to buy, but before we get up there, I get out. Not why? You see movie of Scarface? It says what? Leave a little bit on the table for the other guy. Okay, so always you don't need the last tick. Leave something on the table so they have enticement to come in, execute, and so that they pay your profit. Somebody's gonna pay your profit. Okay, you can't sell it to nobody. You have to sell it to somebody. So I'll look for that. So this tells me we're near the high. Now we can stay here near high for a while. Okay, remember that. Tops are very different formation than bottoms. Bottoms, because fear comes in, a lot of times are V shape. Tops could be sideways for a while. Look at this. Look at transportation. Okay, now that's all time high for it. So it's still below that 2,000 points, but we could sit there for a while and then go up and sit there for a while. Go up and sit there for a while. But bottoms are different. Bottoms are fear. Okay, let's go to VIX. Okay. I think we talked about yesterday in the chat room, in my chat room in NQ. We talked because I think I can plot this over there. I don't know. But I went over the count here. What the VIX is saying, what the bars look like, and where the sigma levels are. 3 and 4. Remember, this is a negative asset. This is an inverse asset. So when the markets drop, this goes up and vice versa. I know you intuitively know that, but I usually plot them against each other. And you could see we're still going up, but leveling. The rate of change, okay? Rate of change of VIX is slowing down dramatically. Look at how it was shaping up before, and look where it is now. You could see it this. Now, one of my buddies was telling me about this area. He says, we've been at this like 20 days or so. With one exception, we've been around 12. It won't stand. And he was right. He was right. Now, he was also the same guy that appeared the other day told me, Fari, you shouldn't be long here. Okay, fine. But you just can't go with one chart. I believe in the preponderance of evidence. I don't go, it's not a criminal case, it's a civil case. So, preponderance of evidence. You don't have to be, there is no such thing beyond a reasonable doubt, not in the market. So, I said if it's pulling back, the highs are lower, and more importantly, the count is lower. It's not what the levels are, it's where the count is. Courtesy of who? Robert Whaley, Dr. Robert Whaley, the fellow, I've worked with him a little bit, the fellow who invented VIX. And if you have sleeping problems and you need a cure for insomnia, buy his book. It's the best $200 you've spent. But at least you buy it once. Put it on your nightstand. He'll guarantee you're going to fall asleep. Quick. Yeah. Very smart guy. Very smart guy. He used to teach at Fuqua School in Duke. Now he's at Vanderbilt. I forgot the name of the business school there. Okay. One of my favorite charts. All right. All this time were things getting bad. Look what SP1 did. Listen, I was a student of Barbara Starr. She taught at USC behavioral science. I wish I had a chance earlier, knew that earlier, how important that was when she was still teaching. She's uber retired. in LA and go that way. I lived also LA too at UCLA, but I'm USC. Anyhow, trust your indicators. This is one of my babies. I put together around 2008. These two actually together on a flight from Chicago, no, to Chicago from New York. This was done about an hour. Okay, then this took a little bit longer. This is smaller brethren of it, and sometimes we use it as a divergence signal. We don't see it now, but well, you see a little bit of it. We picked up, pulled back, going to the high. This is not participating. That also tells me tomorrow could be a high, Friday could be a high. Okay, so as a divergence, you see, we're going up, this is coming down. But basically, it's a hodgepodge of things in there. A scale means nothing. That's actually there to confuse you, not to confuse you, but not to give the secret sauce away. But you could see what's happening internally, and this has to do with a very large. I put that way, very large portion of U.S. equities, more than S&P, of the some in Nasdaq, mainly in NYC, are sitting in this, and you could see their behavior. This is a much shorter version of it, Momo versus SP1. And so this tells me little divergence building. Now, look what's happening in high and lows. 52 weeks high, 52 weeks low. Obviously, we had a marker here. Look at that, says that low is coming because the number there was, hold on, let me say it again correctly. Let me do. Okay. Number there was on a little weak side. We says we should be going higher. We did a little bit. Then this peaked and we dropped. And now this is peaking again, except the real value is this chart, the weekly. We have a step back. This is you see the trigger numbers are on 140. So these are some noises here. You could see move back and forth a bit, but not a big drop yet. This is where the action is. Yeah. Okay, you could see where the big moves were, 300. These, they don't fail. They don't fail. So, anyhow, I'm messing around here with a model that I have to shoot it into an AI package. But I'm messing up with a conceptual model here. So, hold on. I'm in a webinar. I'll call you right back. Nice. Okay, sorry. I'm sorry. This is an important guy. I have to take him, but I didn't want to go to voicemail. Okay, let's go to SQ. No, I'm sorry. Did we finish here? Yeah. Okay, yeah. So you can have these. You can build these yourself, guys. 52 weeks. Just whatever platform you're using, see what symbol they have. Or it's obviously it's trade station. And then watch it. You can see the peaks and valleys. And if you step back and forth to a weekly versus daily, you get the pattern. When we make a spike, okay, that's the low. That's pretty low. We're going to go up. It's the invert. When we get a spike here, that's the top. So we're approaching that. We're approaching a high. Here's the SQ. Okay. All right, let's see what we have here. Yeah, there we go. SQ here. All right, so all-time high, I'm saying all-time low. This is the chance of a big move down below. It's a SQ is a tail risk on the bottom side. So these are big put players in SPX. They don't touch SPY, not enough. Too much commission. These guys go 3 sigma and down. Between 3 and 4 sigma, you see a bunch of them, maybe a little bit after 4 sigma. Okay? But below 3 sigma, because usually 3 sigma acts as a barrier. They go after that and they bought these puts. For how much? Nothing. 5 cents a nickel. What happens when we drop here? They're selling it for $5. Yeah. That's how they make the money. This is a measure of that. Right now, a lot of people, this tells you they cashed out. On this move down, they cashed out. The amount dropped. Now they're putting back up. Fair value is 143. High and low are 170 and 110. So it's 15 in between. So it's 25. Yeah, about 120. No, hold on. That's 60. Yes, 140 is fair. It's a center line. Neutral. Where fair value is right now is 144. It's moving. But we never went down to 100 over the life of it. And we definitely exceeded 150. I was involved with the first test of this as a street practitioner in 2008 with the courtesy of a Indian fellow who ran the head of he was a what is it? He was a CTO. No, I'm sorry. No, he was not a CTO. I'm sorry. He was head of volatility trading at Citadel. Not a joke, guys. Not a joke. Head of volatility at Citadel. I mean, one of the smartest guys I've seen in the marketplace. Usually they are. The vol guys are the smartest, except yours truly, because that's what I used to teach still, but I'm not in that class at SIBO. But anyhow, he took me to SIBO. I said, "You got this guy?" He said, "Oh yeah, he teaches you that." He said, "I want you to show him the stuff." And of course, I came up with this deal with putting a Sigma child on it. The data, I think, is free or nominal if you have SPX package. $5, is a normal retail user or trader. Me, unfortunately, one day they woke up and they called me to collect more money. Called me professional, so I pay a lot more through the roof for data. Some of it through my trading is reimbursed by TradeStation, not your trading, my own trading, yeah. But some of it I have to eat. It's okay. Anyhow, let's go to this chart. We talked about this on Twitter. Remember, Admiral Tico does the Twitter charts for PMT. So as a part of being in PMT, you need to follow Admiral Tico. Very simple. It's posted here, right here. So now he's Fleet Admiral. He got his 5th star. He's our XO. And he's got 256. Remember, last year, this time, it was like 400, 450. It's just remarkable explosion. And he does charts and all that. So it's a fast way for me to communicate with you in intra-meeting, intra-webinar, okay? Quickly. This is my oldest indicator. That's that one. And then immediately after that, or right before that, was IB's. This one, okay? Yeah, this is IB. This is the initial balance, okay? Where some website sells for 2,000, a book on it for you. Forget it. It's right here. Yeah. And we did it for ES. Marshall and I did it. It had some issues. Technology changed at TradeStation. Also, I started teaching at CME, so I was on the floor. Had some extra time. Befriended some key traders through introduction from other people, and also through my club at Union League, where most of these guys hang out, and we fine-tuned that so that we're basically doing what they're doing on the back of an envelope, except a lot more up to date, more accurate, and so on and so forth. So, and look, these are your chances: 50%, 75%, and 50%. We went through that. Here, we went through that too. Very strong market, very strong. Market knows something. Okay, we'll hear about it soon. Could be the the chance of rate cut go higher in September. That means that the data has to come in soft. We can't have too good of a trade. Already, GDP is high. We need something on the low side. Yeah. Now, where we are here on SP2, obviously this is what we talked about. There's a good bounce there. And I said, guys, watch for 25. I always said that. And now, look at that divergence. Look at the price. We went up, but SP2 didn't. Guess what happened? Listen, there are no mysteries. You just have to pay attention to detail. And it'll change the way you trade. It'll change your perspective. And hey, you never know. You could even create a generational wealth for for children and grandchildren. Okay, look, but you gotta be disciplined. That's the issue. Here's this line. Okay, we're coming into 75, which is the beginning of overbought. So I still think, yeah, we have a little oomph to go up, but we have to watch. Of course, there's another kind of a confirming chart. As you know, I posted this on the SIBO website, their blog. I no longer carrying it because the gal who was working her ass off, and she did such a great job. Not always agreed with her, but she was all in all a good power there behind the concept, and she was not technically challenged. Okay, she left. That what I'm going to describe here quickly, the 1 minute or two, was the subject of that post had the highest number of hits ever in the history of that blog. Even more than per blog. I mean, I'm sorry, per post. I'm not talking about somebody who posts every other day. There are people there who do that. That's their power. That's their choice. More power to them. But I usually do event driven. I look at conditions. That period we had just played with this, and they were looking for something new, an article, a how-to article, several pages long, 4 or 5 charts, and the step by step of what to look for. And I was showing what I said on Twitter. So it wasn't, hey, I look back and I do this. No, I showed corresponding period what the Twitter had said. So I didn't know the next tick. The Twitter didn't know. The people who were listening didn't know. That's the way to learn. That's how you learn in the live chat rooms. If I didn't have a live chat room, I wouldn't be the trader I am now. Because you put yourself at risk in front of everybody. I respect what Thomas is doing because I've been there, done that. Okay, and I never did as good as he's done in this such a short period of time. So anyhow, long story short, what's happening here that we are rising on the futures, but look what's happening on VX spread. It's a difference between our mixed futures with a different, obviously with a different expiration. When we are in July, our next expiry, end of July, is really August. July is gone already, expired, and you don't want to trade the last week of it, or use it to calculation. So we always watch where the big guns start moving. Where do I see that volume? The volume starts moving. That's when I go in there and I say, okay, I don't know why they're not showing volume. That's a problem. We have to get hold of them. That's today. Yeah. They don't have volume. Interesting. Okay. What happens there is that the volume shifts where you know. And so you go to the next contract and then minus the other one. So let's add that in here. We got to be ready. So it's a VXZ24, which is December. VIX is every month. You take 3 months, okay? You take that 3 months and you do a spread, so long one, short the other. Then I put a modified sigma channels. The sigma channel has one input. I put 2 inputs in there, so you can take individual values, find the differential, because you can't do A minus B as an argument because of the different time the last comes in versus bid ask. It's a mess. You're better off doing it separately, yeah, as a time series. So then I modified sigma channel. Took me about maybe an hour to put it to get the vibration of the spread, and that's where I am more comfortable. Anyhow, what did we find out? -3 or lower is the top. 0 is the bottom. We didn't get there. We were close. Here's the highest we had was negative 0.86. Okay, so my point is, I watched that spread. Let me close this. I'm sorry. We use a spot camera, by the way, quite a bit. You got to log in. That's a lot of data that gives us, as they're cheap for what we do. We have to, with our yields, you change your greed is good. You change for your time to spend. You have to. Okay. Yeah. Things change. Like I get everything done for the morning, early in the morning, ready. Because when I sit here, I don't have time to luxury go back and forth. I will lose too much. I lose too much opportunity. My opportunity cost is very high. So, anyhow, again, 0 is the bottom. -3, -4 is the high. So looks like we're heading down. So preponderance of evidence says we should be going up a little bit more. Let's go to treasuries. Now you may disagree with Admiral Tico, or you may not. That's up to you. But if you look here, we're getting double bottoms. The rates right now is obviously today is down. That's what the move we've had. I don't think it's going to sit here very long. We could be a totally different picture by Monday, mainly from what we saw here. Now, early on it's turning. See, early on it's turning. So it's not turning from up here. It's turning from below 0. So this is not done yet. I don't think this is done yet. We could go to another level, but today's end of the month. These are monthly supports, pivot, I'm sorry, support, they agreed, pivot and resistance. As we move to tomorrow, as tomorrow opens, we'll have a totally different levels. Why? Because of the period here. This is the old SPR algo from the floor again. So I I think the rates are really under pressure right now. If the numbers come soft, it has to go lower. It's probably good for certain things like real estate and so forth. I just don't want the rates to go up, and tariffs will rates will push up. If tariffs come in, especially widespread, not one or two items, but across the board, we'll add 2% to interest rates. So you can forget commercial real estate. You can kiss goodbye the residential real estate too. I don't think they do that. I think they're smarter than that. But never say never. So okay, up and down volume. No signal here. As a matter of fact, I had lunch with Bo yesterday, and this is his favorite stuff that he looks at. He looks at this. I help him with his other one. Plus, I have to read a couple of things that he had. I think it misplaced, whatever. But the point is, we need to change ideas. We look at it. None of these have follow through days yet. We're within limits. But this is a good one we should watch. That's what we should got. Of course, this has done it. When you get 90 and up, you get these bursts coming. And now, different area. Obviously, we this gap down here, which we went to. Look what happened on 719. That was that Friday. Of course, part of that was expiration. But look what happens to it. You have a gap down. And it brings it below 90, below negative 90. And you got to a different ball game. So if you look at what up and down volume do, there's a lot, clears some of that mystery. All right. This was a buying index. It's a buying index, and what we look at is a daily. Okay, sorry, this got correction. You see C on the machine, that means you have a data issue. You better correct it. Yeah, I'm finicking with it. Oh wow. Okay, finally, I bitched about this the other day. I know it was I think it was Monday morning. We were in this mode here, yeah, and now we're in this part, right? So this one went. Look where it went up to 0 sig. Went to 0 sig. 20-day MA. Okay, now we're long here, long there. This is EMD. That's mid caps. Long on the RTY, and now we're still short on Nasdaq. This will turn, but not this quickly. This has to move on. It takes a little bit more time. So by the time this goes green, this part, we could be ready. But Nasdaq has been really, really brutally sold. That's why this bottom was good. So TDEX is something Peter Cook looks at. I don't, but it's a better measure of volatility. Obviously, that's also dropped too. You can see the sigma levels on it. Anything else I need there? This is this is where we closed. Again, we do an hourly chart on weekly support, pivot, and resistance, and same thing for the SPX. We time on an SPX, okay, but we trade SPY. This has got more liquidity and a little cheaper. This one's for the big boys, not as liquid, but it's also slower. It is slower to do a market timing. I can't do a market timing in NDX. Neither does Timing Digest wants me to. By the way, there was another question. What happened to their publication? They're not publishing it. But they're taking our orders. They're taking our emails. As a matter of fact, they confirm every time. They have to. I can't book it on my Excel sheet until I confirm from them that they accepted it. Not that there's any issue, but there have been a couple of times I came in and my outbound shows filing it. Why? It didn't clear that night. I was tired. I forgot to wait for it to clear. We have some weather issues. But in the mornings, like 7 o'clock, I send it to them because that's fine. No problem. Don't worry, Faye. You're straight with us. I've been with them since 2003. Actually, the only mistake that was happened was on their part, not mine. They lost one of my emails. I was long. They missed my exit or short. I'm not sure. I think it was flat. I went back long and they said, you can't go long. You're already long. I said, how? Now, that's why I started keeping track of myself because this was I used to just keep their emails, and I see their reports. They were doing their weekly thing. But if you're below top 10, it doesn't show there. So I was keeping their emails. And they said, no, you're already long. I said, no, I went flat. I found the email, sent it to them. They found their copy on their disk. That was the only mistake has been. So they wrote actually a correction in their next issue saying, hey, we found this email. Fari has been long, flat, long. Yeah. I don't think I was a short in between. I don't want to mislead that. Okay. Here's what happened on the data. Obviously, 1% down Microsoft. NVIDIA, where Tico talked about 80, some people got really pissed off. And they bought the lowest 100, 0 or 1. So that's how that happened. So, okay. Let me do this. I'm going to close this. Okay. Open on the other side, and we're going to review this as we always do. Because I can have two monitors so I can see it. But we're going to go to, and then if you have some names you want me to look at, as long as it's not, they need to have liquidity. Okay, that's all. Liquidity market cap. I'm not good at this stuff I've written is for investment grade stuff. It's not for, let's say, pink sheets. So let me open the thing. Why don't I just leave this here as normally, Ferry? 1 second. I'll take it. NASDAQ was called NASDAQ Top 40 and ranked on by market cap. Okay. So first one is Apple. Let's go to swing. Is that swing? Okay. Let's go to Apple. We're gonna go through this very quickly. Okay. Yeah. I may have said we should have some sort of bias here. It's too late. We've already gone there pretty fast. This is a while back. This is not last issue or last webinar. But you could see how these weekly bars have worked. Now, this is a outside bar weekly. This is a big signal. This is a big signal too. Outside bar weekly again. Now we're at negative the plus 1 sig, 195. Yeah, I wouldn't buy below 188. And it's gonna be maybe a while to get there, but I wouldn't buy it there. First test could be 211, but we're a little bit too high given that pattern to buy here, guys. Okay, remember, most of the time, statistically, on a seasonal basis, August is flat. So don't go on vacation. Don't burn your dollars on hunting for a special. There are no bargains in August, maybe late August, into the Fed, Kansas City Fed. I forgot the retreat they do, in I think is in Idaho, isn't it, or Wyoming? I forgot the name of it. Nancy would know, but or maybe Dennis would know. I forgot, but anyhow, not until then. So it's gonna be a little bit quiet period, and obviously that's something you want to get caught. Let's go to Microsoft. Did that change anything? I doubt it. It's widely held. Okay. No, actually, it may not be a bad idea, guys. It may not be a bad idea. I mean, in the sense that somewhere between, I'd say 405, 407, halfway between the 200 and this, probably I would nibble in. At 200, I would. It's a great company. There's nothing like this. There's nothing. You know how much retained earnings they have? They took Dave Marquette is on the board. He's a venture capitalist. He came in just for taking it public. That's all. Yeah, he went to school with my lawyer at Harvard. They were roommates. Marquette, yeah, and they were early in AI. As a matter of fact, he called me once saying, "I understand you know AI." This was 94, maybe 93, 94. We were doing neural nets. And he goes, they were doing Bayesian. They were doing Bayesian. I said, listen, my stuff is too early. We don't have CPUs. We don't have memory. The internet is lousy. He laughed. He goes, yeah, I know. We may be 10 years early. I said, we could be. I don't know. Really nice guy, Harvard lawyer. Yeah. His partners gave him a Testarossa, a red Testarossa for Christmas. He made him a lot of money. A lot of money. Technology Ventures. ATV? Something like that. Something. American Technology Ventures in Palo Alto. So right on Sand Hill Road. Yeah. Where the rest of them hang out. Yeah. Okay. Cool. So NVIDIA. Yeah. Yeah, a couple of my classmates hang out there. And you know what? One of them has a fighter jet along with his Gulfstream. Okay, it's incredible. Yeah, yeah. Jeff Drazen. Jeff Drazen, yeah. Why does he have a fighter jet? Well, it's not armed. It's because he has a lot of business in Orange County and LA. He lives in San Francisco, obviously, and he just wants to go home. He wants to go to a meeting and come back. So he's got pilots, for the Jets on standby, and he's got what do you call it? Poutine. What was it? Boots. Because on the ejection, you need a boot. You can't eject with regular shoes. So in case you have to eject, and he sits backseat. This guy flies him, refuels, get ready, and come back. And he's had dinner with his kids. Yeah, and have a long day in L.A. Long day. And he also has I think he's got a 5. I think he's got a Gulfstream 5, which is a company airplane. Yeah. He was in ISRG, Intuitive Surgical. Jeff made a killing on Intuitive Surgical. His brother's a doctor. They have a medical venture fund together. Good combo. I think his brother went to Harvard. Yeah. Anyhow, long story short here. Drazen worked for IBM for a while. And some of our IBM guys gave him some money to manage and then turn into venture capital and just exploded. Very tough kid, worked very hard. Yeah. Good friend, very good friend, honest friend. Okay, NVIDIA. NVIDIA is a buy, guys. NVIDIA now is a buy. Tico, no, what do you call it? Tico, these guys are having your tomahawk steaks. This was a good move. Jackson Hole, that's it. Yes, Thomas, Jackson Hole, bravo. I had a Biden moment all of a sudden. Everything froze. Yeah. Sorry, I'm getting old. You have to laugh about it, right? So, NVIDIA now is a buy. I would buy it ASAP, but be careful. They have a tight stop. Where'd you put the tight stop? No more than 1 sigma level or half a sigma level. Why? Because this is widely held. So, and I would take maybe nibble right now, but after 0 sig, after 121, I would add. Not right now. I would add. Okay. So, Tom, thank you. Appreciate it, sir. Let's see. Google. Remember, I was saying don't touch these, right? Short you could, but not long. So, good. Hold on. Yeah, sorry, I gotta finish this. 10 minutes. Okay. Hold on 1 second. Hold on 1 second. Okay, 1 sec. Okay. Oh, one sec. This is not my investor. Sorry. This is the guy with this. He just bought a 650. Unbelievable. Where do these guys get this money? I want to know. I'll talk about that call later. Google. I'm kind of ambivalent about Google. Yes, there are new highs. They do they do no evil supposedly, but I don't know. I hate that everything I try to look at, I look at a different website. I go to Amazon. Amazon says, "Do you want to buy this?" What? Somebody's watching all of this. I'm just getting a little bit too much with Google, but definitely on a mend. Look at the color. You see the color? It goes from deep red to orange and yellow as a rotation. So this is good. Hold on. Let me say this. Webinar should finish in 15 minutes. Okay. Yeah, there we go. Sorry. These guys' time for them is platinum. So hold on. Let me take it. So I would get some slowly. Not a bad area to get. I would add against. It's almost same pattern, isn't it? With NVIDIA over 180. Okay. Now, do you want to buy options here? Yes. Yes. Do a call spread from here, then buy the cash up there. Okay. And you're what do you call you're front running yourself. That's fine. You can front run yourself. That's not illegal. Yeah. I've done it many times. We would slowly buy options quietly. Me and a bunch of my friends would buy it, and then I would tell them, I won't tell you what to do to touch the cash, but you probably notice. Yeah. I'll tell you afterward, not in real time. I don't want to. It's called collusion. I don't want to do collusion. I would talk about, hey, this is stuff I'm looking at. I'm going to buy a bunch. 5 contracts here, 10 contracts there, slowly nibbling on the contracts. Usually duration of 2 months, and then one day that pattern comes, and then I open up the trials on cash. The options explode. They go nuts, and then of course because I have targets, I'm out. I like to bet on a sure thing, and I've learned to be a gambler is no good. Never pays. But you don't need to cheat, but you need to have a system. You need to have a system into your money management and targeting. Okay, Amazon's a buy too. Yeah, Amazon's a buy. Yeah, yeah. Very nice. Look what happened. You can see it right there. The color change and the height. It's called the amplitude. The amplitude getting less negative, so it's going to flip. And as this thing gets closer and closer, now order 16, I would probably prefer a little bit lower, like negative 20, negative 22. That I'm going every. I'll even play, well, I can't pledge Tico, but I might even pledge Tico. Pawn him, take him to a pawn shop, get some money, buy some more Amazon. So this is good. If I sound weird, it's okay. I have my own lingo. You'll catch up. Meta. Okay, this is this is a tough one. Yes, it does look like it wants to go up. And are we up 7% right now? Are you sure? Yeah, that's tonight. Nancy, is this correct? We are 7% in Meta. They must have delivered well. Oh, that's after the close. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, by the way, this is our new Tabitha. I want you to start using that. This is MBS 2.1. Okay, market bias system with version 2.1, and you can turn on and off your high and lows of the day. They reset at the legal time. When the market closes, it resets. Okay. So resets here to that open a new day, new legal day. So yes, this is it. This is after hours. It's a 30 minutes. Yeah, it's after hours. So this some earnings came in that was outstanding. I guess Nancy told me that. Didn't you say, Nancy, something? Meta had a good report, 5% after the market. We're at 8 now. Yeah, hallelujah. Hallelujah. So this maybe, now remember, this is much higher now. We're trading at 500. So it's already above this level. But this is daily. That's not going to show post legal day. It'll show tomorrow. So it's going to have a big gap up. You can't buy options here. You can buy some shares, but I would wait. It probably will pull back a little bit tomorrow. Retest this 491. Somewhere between 500 to 491 is going to retest. Base, that's where you want to get it. Buy options first. Call spreads 2 months long. I would start with 2 months, later on to 1 month. And you got to look at never pay on a spread. This is from Admiral Esposito. Never pay over a spread more than 30% of the differential. So if you buy, for example, 500 and sell 520s, that's 20 points. Okay, you cannot pay more than $6 for it. Otherwise, you're not gonna make money over repeated times. Just the odds, right? Remember, repeated time. You got to roll the dice, roll the dice. Statistics 101. Okay, so at least 30% off of the range. So if the range is 10, like today we traded. Now look, with SPY I paid a little bit more, right? If you go take that rule, let's come back to SPY. We're talking about right here. Okay, this is 7 handles, right? 7 handles, and we paid 389 according to Nancy, which came from PTI. So out of the 7, we paid 389 divided by 7. That's 56%. That's more than half. That's like almost no. But remember, this is a different animal, and I had this sense that we have a correlated situation. But he's talking about I'm keeping it 2 weeks, 3 weeks. Our average trade is, as you see, I can't believe I missed the top. Our average trade is 12.12 trading days over a long number of trades. Okay, over a long period of time. Statistics matters. 12 point days. So Admiral is talking about as a market maker, he's going to hold the position 5 minutes tops, most likely a minute, and he has to redo it. Right, order flow. So come and take it off. So he's going to replace them. Yeah. Remember, it's like a supermarket. He's putting his wares up there, right? You got to redo. So he's a market maker. He's got to do that. So you can't use the same rule. But anyhow, Meta is good. It's a little bit over itself, but see what we do tomorrow. Avgo, which is old Qualcomm. Reg FD, my brother, I understand now still is a senior microcontroller programmer for them, system programmer. They a lot of communication goes through Qualcomm. I'm sorry, Broadcom, and it's so fast. There's no software. You have to embed the software in the hardware. Okay, you have to burn it in. My brother does that. Talk about tracing. If something goes wrong, how do you know what's wrong? Yeah. CMAC knows my brother. Corey is something else. Broadcom's a bunch of those guys. No, I'm not saying my brother's a top guy. No, no, no. He's a senior guy in terms of age and experience, but there's some really, really smart people there. I just have to say that as a Reg FD. I thought he was not doing it anymore. He was there for years, but as a freelance. But right now, currently, he's got a good contract with them again. Even though he's a little bit hindered because of his eyesight, but you know, what matters is your brain, not your eyesight. Anyhow, 13% up. Holy macro today. Holy macro. Wow. Avgo too, huh? Oh, this is this morning. Yeah. Avgo, big move there. Nancy, was there a big report on Avgo? Okay. Yes. Yes, correct. Better reported, yes, tonight, but okay. That's a good one too, guys. I mean, coming from that low, remember, negative 2 sigma. So, Tabitha, if you were looking at your charts last night on TradeStation, that was a good one to do. So, do this. I can send you this if you want. I can send you this chart, okay? So, you see the ranking all ready to go, but you need that indicator. I'll send that to you for. That's not part of regular package, but I'll send it to you. And that's the ranking. You click on that, you see, as the prices come in, you see what the values are. You can see, for example, biggest net change, or you see what I'm saying? So you can take you, wow, 15%, hallelujah. Uh, and then you run it off of, what do you call it, off of a Sigma channel. You can see this would have been a great, what do you call it, this would have been a great catch at the close yesterday. Look what the difference is. It's a $17 move. Yeah, absolutely incredible. Yeah. Okay, next. Let's see. We don't have too many. I can get back to this guy. Sorry. Hold on. I gotta fix this to market cap. Okay. All right. So I'm sorry. SMCI. No, this can't be. Oh, that's the smallest one we have. I see. Okay. Tesla. Oh, I know that was yeah. I gotta do this. My friend, my dear friend, is still in this. He sold puts at 260. I told him to get out, and instead he sold puts. Long story. You know where that was? It was somewhere in here. I think it was this bar. It was one of these. The high was 260 area. No, this one. No. No, it wasn't the high. I'm sorry, it wasn't. It was somewhere in here. Because it's been at least 6 months, and he's been terrorized. Yeah. Why? And it was his own mistake. Okay. Yes, he's Roman. Okay, I have to admit he's Roman. But don't hold that against him. So is Dennis. Dennis is Roman too, but we have Romans and we have Romans. No, but you know he's not hold it. And we were looking at 133. Who did Admiral Tico? Why? That's the strike price of the loans that what do you call it as? I forget his name. Elon has 130. It went there. It went to 138. You see the low 138.80. 132. They have sold his loans. They had to do. I mean, liquidate his loans. So, and then he goes. And then I told him to get out here. At least take some off the table. And he says, I've got options, all that. I said, take the stock. Options, you lose little. A stock, you're going to lose a lot. He still didn't do. And now he's here. Now he wants to hold it forever. I think EVs are under pressure. Part of it is China. Part of it is also the prices are coming in. Also, nobody here has made money except right now Chinese. ASML, I still don't know what these guys do. I think they do chip fabrication, very high end. $76. Hallelujah. Okay. Another gap up. This is very good. This is very good, but please don't buy it. Just two options. These are expensive. $900. You know, look at the 8% move with it. 76. If you're wrong, you're gonna be dead. So you gotta buy it longer and options only in terms of maturity. Any questions for me? Dennis, by the way, thanks for your help here, my friend. I really appreciate it. You always do this for me. I appreciate it. And of course, Tom, thanks for your feedback. Nancy, thank you. Thomas, thank you. And Siamak, I'm really proud of you. You're taking on a major task. I told you the other day, nobody in the business, what you're doing now, you're not going to have any friends. You're gonna have a lot of enemies. Somebody's gonna be upset with you. So no, but that shows your character. So hang in there, buddy. Um, uh, leading chip maker, the power to mass produce. Gotcha. That makes sense. That makes sense. Yeah. I think Nancy had said something to me. I think they do kind of like a very low nanometers separation between wires, right? They're doing something that nobody can even get to. And I think they're out of what, Netherlands? I don't think they're US, are they? I need to research them more. You know why? Because they keep coming up on the market cap. Keeps on creeping up. It wasn't this high. Oh, let's look at one more thing. One more thing. Costco. I'm sorry, because we have talked about it since last what do you call it? Last fall. So let's go to weekly and let's look at last fall. Where would have been here, right? Remember why I said you should buy this? Remember that, guys? Now you can buy. I know 600, so don't buy the stock unless you have a wealth of cash and you can play it around with it bigger. But I would have some calls. This would have been. Look at the move on the CI. This would have been a killer. You don't remember what? I'm sorry, Nancy. Oh, Netherlands. Oh, Netherlands. No. Okay. Right. Okay, I'm sorry. I gotta get this right. Qualcomm. Okay, we'll do Qualcomm. Okay. No worries, Nancy. So anyhow, Costco was my best call. Remember, because everything was so difficult at that time, and they'd already moved a little bit too fast. But I always said this is a bread and butter. Okay, let's do Costco. Now, obviously, it's fallen off a little bit. Why? Look at divergence. You see that, Tabitha? If you use a divergence on CI, especially on weekly, you're walking on gold. This is gold. On whatever the asset is, I don't care. Give me Bitcoin. Give me whatever. Johnson Johnson. So Nancy wants Qualcomm. Yes, ma'am. Okay, Qualcomm. Yeah. What about it? Look at that railroad here. Did they report today, right? No. When did they report last, Nancy? Nancy's my quants. Yeah. Masters in statistics, worked on A7 at Vote, LTV Vote in Fort Worth, Dallas. Great Navy plane. By the way, Nancy, I should tell you, my dad has taken off and landed on that on a carrier off of Virginia coast. Yeah. They wouldn't let him sit on F-14. And it was too early and Sharp wouldn't let him anyway. He had requested that. They said no. But they gave him an A7 because he had never landed a carrier. Iran doesn't have. Iran back then didn't have doesn't have it now either. It's not easy to have a carrier, but I think England has got two. France has one. Charles de Gaulle. Russia has none. They sold it to China. And who knows what Chinese are? They're still working on it. Anyhow, but he had a great time with the A7. Yeah. Navy assigned the group leader of one of the squadrons to fly it. Yeah. So that of course he earned it. He worked his ass off, but he he had some intros, nice entrees, I should say. Yeah, that was one of his best days. I remember when he came home. Of course, you have to come in back to Virginia and then come home. And he says, "Hey, you have no idea. You should do this one day." I said, "Dad, I'll go. I'm trying to get to Annapolis for that. I want to be a F-14 pilot." So, but by then it was being fully developed. Anyhow, long story. Anyhow, Qualcomm. By the way, today's his birthday. I did a post on Facebook. Just things I remember from him. Yeah. And then I talked about his last meeting with the Shah at the Yerevan Palace with Heiser and Ambassador Sullivan. And next day, Shah left. Supposedly, I wasn't there. I was in the school. That night, my dad cried. We had never seen that. I heard from my mom. He says, "Believe it or not, your father cried." It reminded me he's never cried. So it's in Netherlands. I see. Got you. Thanks, Dennis. I see. I think you also said Netherlands too, Nancy. Yeah, thank you. Anyhow, so I know he's watching me. So all right. Okay, what do we do in Qualcomm? Nancy, you're a rich girl. Come on. Buy it. Buy it. Sure, I'll buy this. Why? Look at CIDIF. CIDIF is screaming that says buy me. Okay, now for daily basis. Does it have a shake? Yes, we're not done here yet. But you not get all of these flushed. Maybe 2008 did. You always don't get all of these flushed. Let's be realistic. Okay? But here's on a daily basis. So if you want it, and I remember the forward forecast is a couple of time bar, interval bar. So this says for a couple of days, this is a safe bet. But because this here, I would say probably another week is good. Look at that reversal. Today was a huge reversal in the market. So as long as we don't violate 179, I'm saying 170, okay? What was the low today? 173, yeah. If we don't violate, hold on, whoa. 170, 166 it was, I see, okay. As long as we don't violate 160, I'm saying 170, I was right, 170, on the weekly, I would hold and buy this sucker. Now, it's 179. You can buy it, or you can buy some options. Okay. If you're doing a spread, again, let's say you take a spread of 20 points. You cannot pay more than $6. You cannot. So you have to find the right spread with a 1 month to 2 month long that it looks like no more than $6. More than that, you may win the strat, like we did with PMT. But over a long period of time, that's not a winning strategy. All right. Anything else from you guys? Are we good? Sorry, I talked too much. And I'm really, really dehydrated, but that's okay. With the iced tea. Dennis, as always, thank you. I'm indebted to your wisdom. Any other questions for me? Thomas, Tabitha, Dennis, thanks for coming. Of course, now Tomas, that's different. Tomas, Siamak, and Nancy, thank you so much. I wouldn't be here without you guys, so I appreciate all you're doing for the firm. I will try, Dennis. Thank you so much. Have my regards to Sue Ellen. Is it Sue Ellen? I'm saying it right. Your wife, your lovely wife. Have my regards. Yeah. See you guys soon. Thank you. Okay. New question. Hold on, we have a question here. Okay. Lou Ellen. That's it. Hey, I'm close. I'm 50% correct. Thank you. Thank you. She's a lovely person. Very. Talk to you guys soon. Let's wrap this up. I'm going to get it posted. As always, it's going to go right into our YouTube channel. I'll fix this later, but because I got to bring it. I have to retype it, but I just need the text. So let's go to Eche. This first link, YouTube channel, I'll be posted there. Now, we immediately trigger to you if you're a member. You can join and become a member, a subscription. We don't get paid. There's not money involved, but we have about 1,700 people there, and we don't do too much. We're not putting a webinar a day, no. And if you have a special, let's see, like Thomas came and spoke. Was it this one? There we go. This is Thomas. This is I did on TradeStation. We felt it was needed. We put it here, but you get an email, and then usually the following day I do it on Twitter. So it depends. Depends how long, what kind of schedule I have tonight, and how much it takes for the post-processing to be finished. All the best. See you guys in 2 weeks. Next Wednesday, you get the second issue of the commentary letter from Admiral Tico. Make sure you check your spam folder. Admiral Tico at hamzyandalex.com. Okay. Thank you all.